Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Tenant Farmer. My name, as always, is David. I do hope you're doing very well. It is lashing it down. Ooh, we've got a rainbow. We are, well, we're not doing too much today. Everything's been fed up. We've just got a few small little jobs that we're going to look into and make sure that everything is looking well and indeed working well. This morning I've done a little bit of work in the shed here. Just looking at a few bits of equipment, servicing a few bits up that we've used recently. You know, tidying up things on the baler and the drill for the most part, but everything else is looking good. We had some paint arrive recently, so we did a little bit of touch-up work on some of the worst areas that have rust that's starting to come through on the combine, but that's looking much better for it now. Really do like that. Anyway, let's get that out. Let's get that shut. Like I said, cattle are all fed up, and yesterday we went to pick up a new topper, as it goes, and we're going to use that this morning to do a few little bits of tidy up, and then we've got to go and pick up our slurry tanker because it's not here, it's away, having something installed on it. We've been getting a few things done to it as part of a grand scheme, so stay tuned to see what that looks like. But we're going to quickly run on into the loader tractor here. That is, well, miserable, but yeah. Let me just start this up. Toppers on the back there, it's nothing special. Very simple manufacturing technique and very simple cost to go with it, really. Picked this up used for just a couple of grand, actually, though, so can't complain at all. We will be using it when we get into the spring there, just to knock off some of the stalks on our grassland, give it a chance to regrow through with a bit more quality, and get some decent grass coming through. But we're also use it right about now to tackle the little plot that we're eventually going to turn into a full-scale fresh produce. So we've got a garden plot over here, really, and we've been speaking with the estate for a while about what we can do with it, and they've kindly agreed to let us just do our thing in terms of a little bit of like I say, organic produce. Obviously we have a lot of muck that's produced on the farm here, which is great, and we will be looking to leverage that where we can. And there's a few things that are growing through here already. Now, most of these are in various different stages. Some of them aren't just growing very well. Some of them are okay. You know, and we will be looking to see what that looks like. These, we're going to keep these A-frames in here, see how that materializes. Some of these are just weed bushes. That's some old sunflower seeds there. They can go because don't forget we've got about 4 acres of them over on that side of the woods for the birds. And then, yeah, we're going to knock down some bushes here, widen this out, and we shall see. Now, there's going to be a bit of a fence going up and around this plot as well. I'm not going to do that in the rain today, but we will get to it. Let's just get it through here. So what I think we'll do is we're going to avoid any of the soil right now because it's wet, it's sticky, we're going to make a mess. We're just going to go around the outside and kind of clear up all of these bushes, really, and mow the grass down. And then we can get a little bit of a better idea. I think what we're looking into doing is a local hire center as well that has some smaller tractors, so we might just lease one of those for a weekend, get a rotavator on it, and just kind of work over everything here, and should leave us in a much better place. But for right now, let's just get the speed there, lower her down, and perfect. We'll just tie this up a little bit better there, really. That's doing a better job. Actually, get a bit easier. Get this quite a bit of grass here, actually. What we'll do as well, I think we'll just lift this up. Knock the skate shut. And then we get all the way around. God, it's miserable out there today. So I hope you're doing very well wherever you are anyway. Do let us know what's keeping you going. Not much to report really today in terms of how we're getting along. We're just doing what we can. It is pretty manageable, really. Oh, those bushes don't want to go. Okay. We're, like I said, not much else to do. All of the field work's been done for now. Those weeds are taken under control a little bit there as well. So we're just kind of keeping ourselves going. Now was a great time for us to take the slurry tanker away because we're not using it. And we can get it ready for when we do need it this spring coming up. So we're just going to go over to here as well. What I think we might look to do here is actually kind of venture out a little bit more and use a bit more of the ground around here that we haven't used so far. Now, it might take a little bit of leveling out. We do still have some stone from the yard project that we were working on not too long ago. So that'll be fine. And if we need to, we'll definitely look at using some of that. But yeah, all this space around here, we'll just have a little bit of a mark out. Move some things around as well when we're ready to. Yeah, all this space I want to use. I want to leverage this where we can. Some weird dolphin-y type ornaments there. Because why wouldn't you have those in a National Trust garden? That makes no sense at all to me. Never mind. Okay, and through we go. So we're just going to tie this a little bit further. See how it looks when we're all finished. And then we're going to go out. We're probably not going to do too much more here actually because it's just a wet mess. But we're going to go out very shortly. Then I'm going to show you when you're going to pick up the new, to us slurry tanker improvements really, and we will show you what we've done, why we've done it, and run you through the cost breakdown as well. Good lord, is it wet out there still? It is relentless today. Okay, so we're gonna go for a bit of a drive. We're not going too far, not gonna take us too long to get there, but we're going over to our local machinery dealership where we dropped off the tanker, what would it have been, 2 days ago, maybe a bit more. We look like we're about to set there. Apparently there might be a few little adjustment issues that we need to figure out, which will take place when we've only got the tractor hooked up to it, but that's all good with me. And yeah, so I mentioned a while ago there that we do have our slurry tanker. It's been great for us really. Lovely high spec. Nothing really to fault with it, but the manner in which and the methodology behind how we use it is changing, and it's changing for a couple of reasons, but one of the primary reasons has to do with the banning of splash plates coming in very shortly. So we're going for a dribble bar of sorts, and we've decided to go for one that we've been looking into. Local dealership supplies and supports the manufacturer there, and we were looking into various different options, and we were also looking into grant applications to help for funding for this, and we were successful in achieving one of these grants. So we've been able to invest in the farm, in the future of the farm, with very minimal upfront cost to myself, which is really just fantastic. I love it. So we started to do this about 2 weeks back, got everything ordered in there pretty quickly, and we've got it all, well, hopefully now it's all hooked up to the back of the tanker. The tanker needed quite a few adjustments, and we're going to walk through what those look like and why we had to do them, and what it took to make it work. But I do think it's going to be for the better. And now we're going to be spreading around about the same width that we were already. There were some crazy big options which I just felt were far too big for what we needed, and also perhaps just a little bit unrealistic really in terms of the weight on the back end for this tractor to pull, and a few different issues like that. So yeah, we're gonna have a look. I'm gonna see what it looks like. I'm excited to see. I haven't seen any pictures of it in its final state yet, so it should be just out in the yards here for us to go and take a peek at. And yeah, there it is. Perfect. Okay, let's just pull on in. So a few of you will notice immediately the different changes there, and like I said, we have gone for a slightly different approach than I was initially perhaps thinking I was going to go for, but let's get ourselves hooked onto this anyway. Now it is raining, so I don't want to spend too much time outside. Let's just pull ourselves forward a little bit here. So like I say, we made the main adjustment, which is to the addition of this dribble bar on the back. Now we need to lift it up. That's the I need to figure out how my hoses are connected here and how that works. However, we did have a splash plate on the back here. We've obviously gone for this dribble bar. It's 7 meters wide, 7.5 meters wide, give or take. So I think we actually lose about half a meter, which I'm fine with. But we didn't just go for a regular dribble bar. This has a set of discs on the front, which allows it to open up a slot in the grass or in the stubble field for the slurry to go straight on into. So it increases the accuracy even more, reduces the opportunity for any runoff if it rains, which is fantastic. So it's a little bit heavier on the back, I must say, but any splash plate you're going to go to is going to add weight over the back axle there, and that's something that we try to consider in when we're looking at the different options. Like I mentioned there was quite a few adjustments required for the tanker, chiefly among which was adding a 3-point linkage really on the back. So we've got the top bar there, and then you've got your arms on the bottom there, all controlled through spool valves. There is a splitter at the front end which allows you to control which what function does what, because we only have a certain number of hydraulic functions in the tractor there. So, and spool valves are always going to be limited. So it's looking good. Somehow the color is almost a bob-on match, which is great. Because we've added this extra weight on the back there, and because it makes it a bit wider and taller, I even went and spec'd up the tanker to put some lights onto it. More lights for working lights as well, but beacon lights just to make it a little bit more obvious that we're traveling, because this is quite a big bit of kit here now. We might well look into putting some wider tires on. We'll see how we get on with it over time, see if it's a necessity to add those, but just to reduce the weight down. But yeah, that is our tractor. Small little things like putting a toolbox on here as well, because we're gonna have to carry a whole load of parts around. But what do you think? I think it looks pretty darn cool. I think it's gonna be a real nice addition to have. It's gonna allow us to comply with the regulations that do come in very soon, and we'll see. But everything is dialed in, everything's connected, and everything is looking wonderful. And yeah, nothing else has really changed at the front end here. Everything is exactly as it was. So what I've done is just lift them up there. I think we'll just pull forward ever so slightly so we can... I think everything's set up on the functionality now for the tanker, so we'll just switch that to the dribble bar, and then let's see if we can just lower everything down. Oh, there it goes. Wonderful. Let's have a quick walk around, see what that looks like. All right, perfect. So it will take a little bit used to play around with it to see how it works in terms of making sure we have enough downward pressure. But yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. One thing we're going to do is just fold that back up again, and then let's stick on some lights. Make sure everything's working. Lights seem to be all good. We got lights, and excellent. More working lights up the top there as well, and the hazard lights. Excellent stuff. Wonderful. Perfect. And let's get this back home. Proper little tanking job here now. Like it. So let me know if you've had to do anything similar, what options you chose and which upgrades you made there. It was a decision that we didn't take lightly or indeed quickly. A lot to think about there, lots of different options and cost reviews, and then to apply for the grant and make sure it all comes through. So it did take its time, but yeah, really happy with how it went. So like I say, we're not going to have to use it for a while there, but we are going to be ready to jump at it when we do get to the spring. We're currently middle of November. It's wet, it's windy, and it's cold. Any cereal crops in the ground are probably going to be left as they are now until the spring, when they'll be getting attacked with nitrogen, and they'll be getting a real good dose to get them going. So ultimately, there's not too much else that we can do. We'll be trying to, where we can, to inject any slurry into our stubble grounds before we plow those over. If that can help us out, then I'm all for it. As we all know, the rising costs of various artificial fertilizers are not great, so we want to try and avoid using those where possible. But ultimately, yeah, we will see. For right now, though, we're going to take this back to the yard there, and we're going to see, well, what we can do, fiddle around for the rest of the day. There's not much happening, really. It's a quiet day, and we'll see. We'll just pot around in the sheds, I think, and wait for things to dry out. So until next time, I hope you have enjoyed. I have been David. This has been the next update from Tenant Farmer, and we shall see you all in the next one. Until then, do stay safe, enjoy what you're doing as always, and we'll catch you later.